now let us hear from the Czech Republic, currently presiding over the Council of the European Union. Dear Madam Pekarova-Adamova, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Dear Prime Minister, dear Speakers of Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me thank all the organizers and hosts of the first parliamentary summit of the International Crimea Platform. It is an honor to be here. The issue of Crimea has a prominent place in the context of the Russian aggression against Ukraine, and we must indeed make sure that it does not lose the attention of the world public. We have already done the same mistake in the past. The illegal annexation of the peninsula in 2014 was supposed to be a wake-up call, and it really became a wake-up call for some. The Ukrainians finally realized that the only language Putin understands is the language of strength and resolve. They came out of the crisis of 2014 as unified people, capable of strategic decision-making. Unfortunately, many of us did not wake up. On the contrary, we started dreaming of a peaceful settlement with Russia. We invited Putin back to the prestigious international organizations and conference rooms. And we even built our energy strategies on the Russian oil and gas. Can we complain that Putin did not give us enough warning signs and hints of his true nature? Definitely not. War crimes and human rights violations in the occupied territories started immediately, as well as repressions against religious and ethnic minorities. Militarization of Crimea threatened the maritime trade. All this was well documented, yet we kept on dreaming. Now we have a second chance, and it might be the last one. We have to think and behave strategically. Providing Ukraine with military and financial assistance is obviously a priority. But we also have to step up the pace of the EU accession process of Ukraine and other candidate countries. It is our duty to work in this direction. Otherwise, we would be helping the Russian dictator. There is a window of opportunity that might not last forever, as Russia is trying to undermine pro-Western democratic governments in its vicinity. Those governments are willing to implement the necessary reforms. We must be proactive in helping them achieve tangible results. The Ukrainians are sacrificing their lives because they want to be part of the European family of nations. They need to see a proof that their fight is meaningful. The same applies to some degree to other countries, including in this region. Unity is the key. It might sound obvious, and our unity so far has been exemplary. But we have to be ready for a long fight. And keeping unified approach will be increasingly difficult. We, the elected representatives, have a special role in the communication with the public in these difficult times. Our unity irritates Putin. He clearly refuses to accept the notion of defeat. Instead, he is stepping up violence, targeting playgrounds, energy facilities, dams, or busy streets in Ukrainian cities. What he tries to achieve is to cause humanitarian catastrophe. We must never forget this and never allow normalization of relations with those that bear the political responsibility for the aggression and the related atrocities. Let me use this occasion to suggest a concrete step. I am convinced that the aggressors must be brought to justice. We need the ad hoc international tribunal for crime of aggression against Ukraine. Putin and all Russian civilians implicated, and military officials and their proxies responsible for masterminding, launching and conducting the war in Ukraine must be prosecuted. It is a matter of principle. If we fail in achieving this goal, it will be a severe blow to the value-based international order. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, seeing you all here makes me feel optimistic about resolve and ultimate victory. I look forward to working on the follow-up of this meeting, once in Crimea. And Crimea is where the war started. Crimea is where the war will end. Crimea is Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!